Hey Blairbears, I'm Megan.
And I'm Taylor, here with Anthony Scott, the author of the Age of Cain series. What's up, Anthony?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Anthony Scott, author. I have written the Age of Cain Saga, and the final book is not out yet, but Fixinistry is out today. It just came out today,
Yay!
So you can get it on Amazon in hardback, paperback, or ebook form. And if you are in Minneapolis, perhaps today, I'm going to be at Twin Cities Pride today and tomorrow, selling
Yay!
copies of Fixinistry in person.
Yay! Go see him!
Yes, please go see him. Awesome. Let's get this interview started.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. So we're pretty chill. We figure, we do have some questions, but in reality, we figure we'd just chat and see how it goes.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like we're going to flow just fine, and I'm so excited that Megan absolutely loved the book, too, so this is going to go really well.
I know.
Oh, I did.
I feel like I lucked out with both of you liking the books, so...
Yes! And I cannot believe, I messaged you both, and I was like, we are almost to our year where you asked me to be an ARC reader for Scorpio Rising.
And
3 days from now. I know!
I'm, from last year, me sending you that ARC, to now having the entire series written, and I just need to send the editor the final book. I wrote clearly so fast. Whenever I go to a book event, I tell people that I've been rage writing a lot, queer rage writing, and the second
that'll do it.
The last 200 pages of Fixinistry I wrote the 2 weeks after the election, the presidential election, and then the final book was written immediately thereafter, and I remember writing the final scene of the series and crying because it was exactly what I wanted.
Aww.
When I first got into fantasy as a kid. There's obviously, it's not really a spoiler, but maybe you can put it as a spoiler. Coulter and Spencer, the two of the main characters, they never have any problems in their relationship. They're solid, they're strong all the way through.
Yeah.
And seeing that love between them is exactly what I wanted to see when I was a kid. So finishing that scene and having that connection just reach a fever pitch of just appreciation and love for each other was a lot. I know I'm not even saying anything else about the final book because there's so much. Have you both finished Fixinistry? I know it just came out.
I haven't.
No,
I'm halfway.
Yes, it's the ending of Fixinistry is.
Oh, I'm still mad. I know. I'm halfway through my review. I'm halfway through my review because I had to let the frustration just settle. I mean, I'm super excited, but I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was all just and I have a tendency to do that. I don't know if you've noticed. So all the books are pretty similar in length. They're around 420-ish pages. And part 1 always goes up to around page 300. And then part 2 of each book is just so fast, so quick. And then it's just done. And I think the epitome of that is Fixinistry. The second half of Fixinistry literally just goes by like that. And then you're just left well, what happens next? And I purposefully wanted that because the final book is nothing in comparison to these books don't have much. These three, in comparison, don't have as much chaos. And I know that's a lot to say because it just gets more and more chaotic as you go. But the final book literally knocks it out of the park. And that's just because okay, so something that I like to say when I'm writing or telling people about why I write, I like to reflect the times in creative ways. And, I wrote Scorpio Rising, I think over a year and a half, and it was during a different time politically. And it was more just an exploration, world building, and then Cardinal Fire was kind of in the similar timeline, and then politically, we all know what happened, and I wasn't going to end the series how I ended it, and I debated so many ways of ending it, so many different ways, and the way I ended it is kind of a direct response to the way the world is right now, and I don't want to give too much away, because I know this is coming out around when Sinistry drops, right? Like, toward the end of the month?
Yeah, yes, it'll come out on release day. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm already talking about the final book, but Fixed Sinistry is also... It meant a lot to me. I also don't want to give away too many spoilers. It's so hard to, like, promote a like third book in a series, because you're like, okay, what can I say that doesn't give something away?
Right.
But there's a character, or two characters in Fixed Sinistry that... Well, there's a love triangle. There's a love triangle at some point in the series, and it ends in Fixed Sinistry. And the
okay, I'm getting ideas now. Of who it could be. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away because you haven't finished it. But
it's okay.
You're allowed to put your guess out, but I just won't react.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, okay.
The main... every book also, I don't know if you've noticed this, I was very, intentional with the titles. So, Scorpio Rising, obviously, is about Scorpios rising up back in doublets. And then Cardinal Fire is about... So, there's a modality, Cardinal, this one, Fixed, and the final book will have Mutable in the title.
Ooh.
So, in Fixed Sinistry, there's a fixed character that has a very strong connection with another character. And that's why it's called Fixed Sinistry.
Oh,
and there's a little scene, there's a little nod to that. And so I'm the most proud of the final book's name, but I don't want to say it yet. So
that's okay,
because we're talking about Fixed Sinistry. What questions do you all have? I feel like I just completely bombarded, just like
No, that's perfect.
That was wonderful.
We'll redo our intro at the end.
No, it's great.
Anthony's like, let me just get this all out right now.
I love it.
That's my energy. I wrote 4 books in a year. Like, oh my god.
I know, Megan.
That's impressive.
It's like Megan's like, can you pass some of that energy? You know, because my girl Megan here, I'm going to promote her. She is writing her book.
I know.
So
I want the arc when it's ready. Please.
I am shooting for release mid-January.
Oh my god. I love that. I will be all over promoting that too, because you both have been so nice to me, and I can just tell that you're a good writer, Megan. Like, I can just tell for some, like... You have good taste. I know that.
It is so good.
Obviously, I read your books.
Yes.
So... I was so impressed with just the amount of little details that you put into these books that make the characters who they are, and just the world building. Like, I told Taylor, I was like, how does he keep track of all of this? Because, like, there's no way. I could never.
If you looked at my Google Drive, it would drive me, like, wild. There's so much, and, like, I could probably make a book off of the notes I have. Just like, here's a book of just Tony's brain or Anthony Scott. So in real life, I go by Tony. Anthony Scott is actually my real name, though. So Anthony, nickname Tony. So you can call me either. I don't care. But I have a lot of random notes that don't make any sense to anyone but me.
I could imagine. Oh my god.
People do turn those into books, though.
I could.
Yeah. What made you do fantasy?
Ooh. So, I like to tell people that... So, I don't only write fantasy. I have written... Well, actually, most of it is at least kind of fantasy. But the reason I do it is because I kind of view the queer community as fantasy in a way. Like, we're full of magic, and I grew up loving magic. Like, Halloween is my favorite, time of year. I grew up thinking I was a Scorpio, actually, because my brother, who in the calendar year is born 2 weeks earlier than me in November. I'm actually a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, then I'm a Scorpio. Okay. And I was like getting all witchy and loving that vibe, Halloween Town, and like, yes, Harry Potter. But the movies, I did not read the books because my brother would not let me read the books. It was this whole thing because he was so protective over his
He's older.
copies. Yep. Yeah.
He's older than you?
It's okay. So I'm actually just now getting through Harry Potter for the first time.
Yeah,
well,
it's inspiring. There are a lot of inspiring things in it. It's just we can't support certain authors nowadays. So it's like a fine line of like you can acknowledge the art, but then also detest the author for what they've become.
Oh, absolutely. There's artists, singers, all like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and
it was funny. We were talking to our girlfriend Bree, and she's like, "So you'll read queer Harry Potter, but not regular Harry Potter?" And I was like, "I can't help what I like."
She did. She might have DNF'd Harry Potter.
I did.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm sorry if I can't swear.
You can.
No, you're good.
All right.
We drop F-bombs every episode.
Like, I have a trucker mouth.
Okay, so when it comes to Harry Potter, my dream, and I hope this, if you put this in the podcast, I hope one day J.K. Rowling calls me out. I want her to. I want her.
Anthony's
that would
clap
be the best
back.
marketing. For her to be like, who is this person that's basically making a gay version of Harry Potter? It's better. I like to think it's better. And my readers, I'm not okay. Also, I'm literally a tiny, tiny indie author.
You heard first on the blurb breakdown.
Yeah, hey.
Right.
We're going to slide ourselves into this,
Oh my gosh. I feel like I don't have as much editing dollars as she has. My books aren't as pretty probably. But it's all me, and it was an accumulation creating the story, an accumulation of everything I love, all the things I've seen in different books that I've read or heard about, movies that I've seen, and just meshing it all together and then adding the queer flair. Mm-hmm. But to answer your question, why fantasy? It's because queer people, I think, are magical, and to not see enough of that in specifically coming of age fantasy, I was like, this needs to change.
Yes.
And I will say, I first started really thinking about this seriously. It's always been in the back of my mind. I want to write a fantasy series that's coming of age that has queer undertones or overtones. And I decided finally to start this series when I actually went to Harry Potter World. And I was like, this could be so much more. And I'm like, I was at Harry Potter World because my partner surprised me with it. And it was magical. It was whoa, this is in my face, real. But then also the reality of who J.K. Rowling has become was kind of tainting the waters, I guess. And so I was like, okay, now I want to create Doublets, which is not just a random name. I know it sounds like a ripoff of Hogwarts, but it's not. It's historical, and I can get into that too.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So I just wanted I wanted there to be a place for the kids like me growing up to feel seen and not objectified, though. I feel like Harry Potter has a tendency with some of the character names to objectify entire cultures and just the way that... Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. So that's kind of my intention of writing the series. And to go back to that other thing about Doublets, I don't know how much I've talked to either of you about it, but when I started creating the series, I did a lot of research into, and it's kind of an outlier of a thought, but I started doing research into American cults, old American cults, because I'm like, okay.
I love it!
Because I also have a weird fascination with cult culture. I don't want to be in a cult, but that group mentality, I'm like, this is fascinating.
It intrigues you.
Yes. And
it's a bookish cult.
Yes. And so a little bit of cult energy. So I was looking up the history of astrology in America and also cults in America, and came across Johannes Keplius, which was an actual person. He was an astronomer, and he had a group of people that all believed the world was going to end in 1694. Okay? They just thought the world was going to end. This was before America was a thing. It was just the colonies. And it didn't end. It didn't, clearly. Maybe it should have, but it didn't. And so they all created this little society in Pennsylvania, of all places, in Philadelphia.
I'm not surprised though. Pennsylvania has
it's kind of like
all kinds of
it's the they have a lot of Quaker history, and they were kind of like a spin-off of that subculture, like Quaker culture, I guess. Anyway, so this group created this whole thing, this whole doctrine of being, and one of the followers, whose name was Johanna Selig, wrote a song about a lover that she lost, or an ex or someone that passed away, and it was originally written in German because they mostly spoke German. But then I found an English translation, and the word they used for dove was dovelets, or doublet. And I was like, ooh. And I'm like, okay, so what if, and this is where the creative mind gets into it, and it's not historical, but fiction, and I love historical fiction. So I was like, what if the world actually didn't end, yes, but instead those astrology obsessed people got powers based on their sun sign, and then they created a school based off of her song, Johanna's song, and that's where doublets became. And then as you read the final book, it's not too much of a spoiler, but the original founders might come back for a little minute to kind of just hopefully save the day.
Okay.
So
I'm
you
intrigued.
get to meet them very briefly, but they're all
That's
based,
exciting.
Of course, some of the names I morphed. It wasn't 12 people specifically, and it was okay. So there was a Daniel Faulkner. There was a this. No, I kind of came up with a lot of that. That was all fictionalized or whatever. But there was, and I was obsessed with it. Where I was like, should I make this about astrology? Should I meld it in when I was framing the series? And Johanna's song has 12 stanzas, and there are 12 astrological signs. And so as you read the books, each sign has a denomination ritual where they members of that sign, practitioners of that sign, can recite it to do some type of magic. And it's the stanzas. I assigned each sign a stanza from that song.
I love that.
It may sound random and okay, doublets, but there is so much behind it. And also,
listen, I thought you were just making stuff up. I was here for it.
Well, hey, I love that energy too, though. I love just making shit up. And the other schools that you kind of get little glimpses of, entirely made up. Cologne Academy, Bazula, those are all made up. So that's kind of a little bit about the formation of the series. I didn't know if I think I just kind of, again, I didn't even answer a question. I was just rambling.
No, it was, honestly,
that's okay.
I'm here for all that information.
Well, now you know. It does sound
it.
random, but there's usually some type of historical aspect. Oh, and the last thing I want to say about it. So if you go on my Instagram, you know that video of me in front of a forest?
Yes.
So I'm going back this year too, because I have a work conference there every July. And that cave is Johannes Kepler's cave. This is an actual cave, and that's where you go into. That's the cave portal for Pennsylvania into Doublets.
Yeah.
And it literally exists. And it's just this random cave that this crazy astronomer built, and it's now just a public park. And I just go, and I took a picture of Scorpio rising. I'm like, look what that, so that was fun.
I remember you doing that.
That's where he was at when he was found. Just in that park, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so that it was very, very Coulter, he gets in a different area, in a creek, and then Sarandon takes them into the cave, and then they say the spell that opens up the portal, and then they go through, And then, there's also... Okay, I also have written this entire series, and so I'm trying to think what is in which book. At this point.
I do that too, once I read too many of them.
I need to take notes, because I don't want to give away things, but every, like, there are multiple caves and portals throughout the country.
Yeah.
And, like, there's one in Georgia. There's, like, and that one gets, like, some attention, I think, in the second book.
Yeah, I want to say the second one for that.
And, like, that's a real place, too. Like, I do some research to try to make it, like, kind of interactive, because if one day Doublet's, like, the Age of Cain Saga becomes something, that would be great for, like, little history, like places all around the country to be like, oh yeah, and if you read this is one here. So I don't know, I love that energy. So that's kind of why
I love it.
Integrated some reality into it. Yeah.
You put a lot of work into that. That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm the type of person where I get an idea and I don't sleep until it's a complete thought. Like, and it's bad. It's yeah.
Well, hopefully it's not bad, because, like, you turned it into 3 amazing books, 4 waiting on.
Yes. Once I get the editing done, which I'm hoping, so I've tried, which the day this will come out, I'll be at the park selling copies. I'm also, so in addition to fantasy, or fantasy novels, I write plays too. And I've also written a musical.
What?
I am just, when people ask me what I am and what I do, and, like, it's so hard for me to answer briefly, because I've done so much writing wise. It's like my ultimate emotional outlet. And so I have another play coming out in July that I wrote years ago, and I play Dungeons and Dragons. Surprise, surprise. A queer Minnesotan that plays Dungeons and Dragons, yes. Dungeons and Dragons started in Minnesota, by the way.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah,
Fun fact.
And we, and we know how to play very well. So I have a play coming out in July that's based on a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons characters I played. And it's really fun. So, also queer. Like, the through line in all of my work is that it's going to be queer. Because, I don't know. That's just where my mind goes.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask, because you said surprise, surprise. Is Dungeons and Dragons big in the queer community?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know very many people that play, but I did not know that.
Oh, it is so big. Like, it is like, imagine a place where you could be whatever you want, however you want, whenever you want, with a bunch of people that are also doing the same thing. That is so, like, again, it's magic. It's Dungeons and Dragons. It is inherently, like, queer coded. And, like, we have if you ever come to Minnesota, I know, okay, so it's funny, today's Prince's birthday, and it was just pouring in Minneapolis. It's like Purple Rain, and there's a huge block party that my partner and I might go to after this. But something else about Minnesota, we have a great Renaissance festival. So if you like fantasy, also another thing I'm going to tomorrow, we have a new romantasy book convention that's happening right outside of the airport in Minneapolis in October that I'm going to be at. It's called Fables and Flames. And tomorrow we have a summer social with, like, I think around 100 people are going. And we're just going to hang out and just get to know each other before the huge fall event. So that's exciting. There's a lot happening in Minnesota. Like, when it comes to reading and when it comes to, like, weird fantasy hobbies, like, it's so common in Minnesota, at least in the circles I'm in. I don't know. I guess, like, half the year it's almost insufferable outside because it's so cold here in the winter. And then the summer is amazing. Like, the sun's out till 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And if you're bored in the summer, it's because you aren't looking hard enough. There's a different festival every weekend.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're having a Prince block party right now. In the rain, probably blaring Purple Rain downtown. Yeah, so I love Minnesota, and if you haven't visited, you definitely should. I would say I love the cities the most because there's so much culture and queerness and just great people here. But yeah, I'm so good at just talking. I'm also an actor.
That's okay.
What?
Surprise, surprise. I'm an actor too. I am working on... I made a reel about it and put it out that I'm working on making audiobooks out of the series.
Yes.
It's so hard.
I bet.
I bet.
I'm on chapter 9 of Scorpio Rising, and I just I want to like punch myself sometimes because of the way that I worded things. I'm like, who says it like that? But it also like I also love it. I do. But, like, it's like, God, this is so much. And I, like, trip over my words. Every time there's an S, I feel like I make too much of a sound. And
oh, no.
I have, like, just over 2 hours of recorded time that I hope Amazon, because it's through Audible, I hope they're like, this is good enough, because it's just recorded right here. Like, this is my whole little area. And so, like, I have sirens that I have to, like, edit out. It's this whole thing. But 2 hours of recording time took me about 6 or 7 hours to record. Like, so it's a lot.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping the imperfections of it will be kind of, like, overlooked because it's the author reading it. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's coming out. I can write books.
It'll
like
be amazing.
This, but recording, whole other thing. And, like, there is a world where I wanted to make, like, an audio play out of this, where I have different people for every character.
Oh,
and,
like a graphic audio style?
Yes. And I might do that for my plays, because it's way easier to narrate a play than it is a novel. But we'll see. It takes so much longer than I anticipated. And maybe one day I'll sell really well at Pride. I have, like, by Pride, I'll have, like, 250 books. Like, if I sell out of all those, then I might be able to pay someone that does this for a living to do it better than I ever could. But until then, I am working on it.
Oh, I feel that. We've all been trying to figure out how do we go to these big events. But Megan's in Orlando, or she's, like, right outside Orlando, so she's got so many events, like, every weekend, and I'm over here in, like, Pacific Northwest, like, we don't have as many over here.
That's good to know, though. So you said Orlando. My parents live in North Fort Myers, so I mean on the other side of Florida. But whenever I go to Florida, I do notice that there is a lot to do. Like, there's always a farmer's market with, like, 3 or 4 singers just playing their guitars, and the orange juice tastes so much better than it does in Minnesota, and I understand why.
It's fresh here.
Yes, and, like, part of me, like, I would love to go to a book fair in Florida, because I know there's a book ban for gay books, and I don't know if that's still intact. And I'm just like, hey, I'm here, and I'm queer. Like, get used to it. Like, I don't know, queer books in Minnesota. Like, we have Twin Cities Pride, which is, like, the second biggest pride in the country that's free. Like, you can just enter. It doesn't cost anything to get in. And it has, like, around 600,000 people that go every year to Loring Park.
Is it like a weekend or a day?
It's 2 days. That's where I'm selling at. The day that So I know an author that has way more books than me, that sold $20 an hour, and it's 16 hours. I don't have enough books for that, so I might sell out.
You sign up for Amazon or something. You make sure that they go and shop.
Yeah.
Right. If you run out, make sure you got business cards and be like, here's the QR code to order my book.
They're right here. Yep. I got them.
Oh, heck yeah.
So, and then in, so that's June. And then next month, July, I have, I think, 3 events.
Oh my
One that
nice.
is book fair for grown-ups, which in January, I think they had their last event. They had 5,000 people there that just wanted to read books. Like, literally, they, like, buy a ticket. It's $10 to get in. It gets you a drink because it's through a brewing company. Everything in Minnesota is through a brewing company. I swear.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
same.
I've noticed.
People that love to drink, like, seltzers or whatever. I don't drink that much.
Even the racing stuff over here.
They love to read, too. I'm just like, okay, cool. But, so Inbound Brewing, which is a company in Minneapolis, and the Twin Cities, is having their Scholastic book fair for grown-ups, basically. It's geared toward adults. So, like, you know, like the Scholastic...
Yes, book fairs when you were kids,
like,
yes!
That's, like...
Yeah.
I remember the smell of it. I remember how excited I was. I remember looking through every book and just touching everything. And
all the little merch on the tables. Oh, I remember that.
So, they're doing that in...
for adults,
July 12th, and I can't wait. It's going to be 150 vendors. They're anticipating around 5,000 to 6,000 people, and like this is 3 weeks after Pride, and if I sell out of my books, I'm literally going to be having to buy more books at Pride.
Yeah, you're not going to have
nothing to sell.
People are walking up to your table and you're like, hold on, I need a minute.
Can you please put that into my bank account so I can pay? Like, it's, if you ever have the opportunity, and I'm sure you know this because you both do a lot of ARC reading, and anyone that listens to this, going to physical events to support authors, especially indie authors, does so much more than, obviously, accessibility is really important too, but if you're able to go to a physical event and buy a book in person, like, I make so much more money if you buy it from me at an event.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, sure, is my Kindle Unlimited not as, like, poppin' as I would like? Yes, but also I would much rather people just buy a physical book from me, and then I can sign it.
Right.
Yes.
And I have my book boxes. I made 45.
I want one of those.
It took so long. I think.
I bet.
I'm probably gonna do like a holiday box type thing too once the series is out.
Yeah.
So like you could get like right now it's just a Scorpio Rising box where you get Scorpio Rising, 2 character necklaces, and then 2 things of exclusive content. But this fall and winter, so probably for Fables and Flames and for the holidays, I'll do like sign-specific boxes.
Yay.
So if you're a Taurus, or if you want the perfect gift for a Taurus, here's a series about astrology. There you go. Astrological magic, and some specific Taurus like little things.
I love that.
And so I don't know what that's going to look like. I got the idea. Oh, I also have to say this. Melissa Lamb.
I'm on her street team.
God, she is the queen of book boxes. The only reason I ever considered it was because so we went to Hey Darling Bookstore, which also, if you come to Minnesota, definitely go to Hey Darling Bookstore.
Okay.
It's a cute little minority-owned bookstore in Austin, Minnesota, down the street from the Spam Museum. Anyway, love them, love to support them. But I met Melissa there, and she had her boxes. She sold out of them like that because they're iconic, and she's so easy to talk to, and her presentation was amazing. And the day after, I was like, "So Melissa, how do you get so like coordinated and like?" Clearly, you have so much experience. And she was like, that was my first book event. And I'm like, what? So Melissa, like, she has this down pat already. She has a huge street team, or like she has a huge art team, a great street team. I mean, Taylor's on it. And I just like am in awe of the work that she put in because her presentation was better than anything I ever did. And like, I literally told her this on Instagram DMs. I was like, I went to that book event, saw your book, like, book boxes, and looked at my presentation. I was like, I have to step my pussy up. That's what they say. And she laughed. But I'm like, she literally is just, she's going to go so far. Like, she's working on the final book of her series. I think the trilogy is just the first 3, and then she'll have one more final, I think.
Yeah, she already knows I'm pissed off about book 3. She doesn't care! I'm not done with book 3. It's taken me some time because it's pissing me off.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. Oh, what she tells me about her street team and her ARC teams, like the chats that they have.
Oh yeah, I've told Megan and Bree, like my bestie, like I've told them about the book. I've told them about the book box. They got all the videos and everything, and then they even have heard some of the messages that I sent Melissa in the morning after I finished book 2. And I think I said, mother effer, blah, 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 in my video. And she goes, I'm so glad you did a voice message. She goes, I'm so glad you did a voice message so I could really feel the effect of that.
She is so funny. And so she wasn't originally going to go to the summer social for Fables and Flames. But I think she told me earlier this week that she is going. So I'm going to see her there. And I'm going to try to get her to go to Fables and Flames, hopefully as an author, but if not, just as an attendee, because I'm so excited for it. Like, there's going to be ballroom dancing, there's going to be, like, themed events, tea parties, and also, like I said, I'm an actor, I've done a lot of musicals. I was in Les Mis, and there's a Grand Waltz in Les Miserables. I, like, low-key, tomorrow, I'm going to be, like, to the organizer, like, hey, if you need more ballroom dancers, like, I haven't done it in a minute, but I would love to. Like, imagine me cosplaying as Rasan from Alcatar. And, like, doing a...
ballroom dancing. Oh, that would be so fun.
I want to get articulated wings and everything.
That boy!
Oh, yeah. Like, no, it's just because I could not pull off Tamlin or any of the other lords. Like,
Reese,
God, no.
We like Reese better than Tamlin. Do not dress up as Tamlin.
It was wild. After reading the first book, Roses,
thank you for not to get a tattoo.
But then book two is where it's at. And then I'm struggling with book 3. I know a lot of people struggle with book 3.
Really?
I am on that.
That's
Also,
I'm favorite.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like 3-4 chapters in. I just looked because I'm doing it through audiobook. And I looked at how long the audiobook is. It's over a day. And I'm like,
yeah.
Like I liked that A Court of Mist and Fury was a digestible size.
Yeah.
Are you doing the graphic? Are you doing the graphic audio or are you doing the regular audio?
I think the regular. It's whatever's on Spotify.
Oh.
She's thick.
She's a thick girl.
Okay. Also,
she's the biggest one besides the last one.
What's the last one? How long is that one?
No.
A little bit bigger. Yeah, pretty close.
Like,
and the last one is Nesta's book. I will just say that.
Oh. And it's third person point of view. You write in third person, so it probably won't bother you.
Yes,
when it's first person and then jumps to third, I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Oh yeah.
This is 757. Yeah, hold on.
And everybody knows Sarah J. Maas's books. It's the last 100 pages that really get you. So it's like you gotta get there.
703.
Cool. So long. I'm like, okay, this is something, and it's maybe just because I like things a particular way, but like, these are my 3 books for the first. Like, they are the same size. I like that. And then you put them on a shelf.
Yes.
They look great together.
They look great.
But then you go, like, okay, also, not to rip on J.K. Rowling again, but I'm going to. Because I want her to call me out.
Hey, you know what? If we get really popular and a lot of views from that, I'm taking it.
I'm helping everybody, you know? Let's spread the love. She is not all that fantasy has to offer. I'm sorry.
No, we have heard. Nobody really cares about her as a person. She's actually a really shitty person.
So, my friend that lives in the building next to me, in downtown Minneapolis, where urban trash, I like to say, I was looking at her bookshelf, and she has like something that she got from a thrift store of like the Harry Potter series, and I was looking at the different sizes, and I'm like, dude, yeah, and I'm like, what is this? What is the pacing? Hello, like. My books, you know what to expect. 300 pages will be part 1. The last 100 will be part 2, 120. And then you got the next book. And it also doesn't go on for, 8 books? I'm sorry. 4 is my max. I'm never going to do more than 4. Like, I felt like I was stretching it like this. There's enough to talk about. But, like, in terms of marketing, as an indie author, to have a series of 4, like, my work in progress right now could have been a one-off of this... like a one-off plot from these books, which I might do still, but I don't know if it was you, Taylor, or someone else that told me that I should consider, like, branching out and writing a novel just completely unrelated to show people I have, like, versatility. And I'm working on one. It is so fun. It's in first person. Hey, I can write in first person. It's so much, like, more invasive, though. And also, like, there's confirmation bias, and, like, you don't know if that's actually what they thought. Like, the person you're reading, like, they don't know the true intention sometimes, but that kind of makes it fun. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a gay Bridgerton series. Or not a series, wait. It might just be a one-off.
Yes, I think you have said something. That's really fun.
I don't know when this is coming out. I'm literally, like, maybe 15, 20,000 words in. Like, and I like to write books that are, like, around 400. I think that's my sweet spot, so it's going to take a minute. But, to give you a little sneak preview, it's another historical fiction, kind of, set in like an alternative universe where King James of England and Scotland, he was the one that, the Unity of Crowns, the son of Mary Queen of Scots, So I'm like 60% Scottish. So like I've always been obsessed with like their history and the Scottish crown, and then it being integrated into the British crown. And
25% here, okay.
Did you know that King James had male concubines?
I did not.
3.
I did. I heard that actually.
So imagine a world.
I didn't know it was true.
So imagine a world where those weren't just concubines; those actually were the only people he was interested in. And so in this universe, King James is king, and he has a male lover that he declares will be the prince or king consort. I haven't decided yet. He is like, we're gonna have a gay monarchy in this alternative universe. And then his like lover is obsessed with like the prettiness and the aesthetics of royalty, but cannot stand the religious connection, like, because it's not pro-gay, clearly. And so the two of them work to completely remove religion out of the British like monarchy, so it's no longer a theocracy at all, and completely separate the two, and then make it, and maybe I shouldn't say, no, I don't think it's that much of a spoiler. They will make it so that the heir to the throne is adopted and always has to be adopted.
I love that.
And it's like, it's kind of rewiring it, and it creates like more positivity toward the monarchy. Like they take in the least fortunate and make them the top dog, basically. And so I'm having a lot of fun with it. And writing in first person is fun. And I also like, I don't know, watching Bridgerton, and like I want a life like that. I know it's never going to happen because I'll never have that much money.
Like a Renaissance style?
Yeah.
I love the Renaissance style.
I love the drama. Like Lady
Yes.
I love that. It's so dramatic, so like aristocratic. I'm also obsessed with Lord.
I love it.
Yes.
That's a drawing of Lord I did forever ago.
Oh, I didn't realize that's who that was.
Yes, she has a great album coming out on like the 26th or something. But her whole name is kind of like a spin-off of aristocracy. There we go.
Okay.
Because she was like, okay, I want a cool name. Lord. She could be a lord or a lordess, because that's what female lords are called. But she didn't want to have that. She just wanted... She liked the sound of Lord more, so she's added an E at the end to make it different. And that's how she got her name.
I love it. And I love that you're bringing the adoption. I love that you're bringing the adoption aspect.
Me too.
So you're putting gay like being normalized and adoption being normalized. Megan has actually adopted her boys, so I think it's a really amazing thing.
Boys.
Yes. Oh.
Me too.
Yes, yeah. I don't know if I'll ever have kids. I don't have kids right now. I mean, I have 2 sons, a cat and a dog, that drives me insane.
Yep, those count.
I don't know if you just heard, like, here, I can... That's Calvin.
Oh, hi!
So that's Calvin, and over there is
Calvin?
Calvin and Klein!
Yep.
I love it.
The story of how I got that... Here, let me fix my camera. Oh, no! I shouldn't have done that. The things I do for my boys. Okay, come on.
That's funny.
So okay, that's good enough. Calvin's a rescue. I got him from the Humane Society. He was on the streets for 2 weeks after being thrown out of a car in a crate by his former owners, and so he was traumatized. The first time he saw me, he hissed at me, and now he falls asleep on my chest almost every night. So he's grown so much. And when we got Calvin, we were like, okay, well, he needs a brother, and we're gay, and an iconic brand is Calvin Klein, so let's get a Klein. So that's how we got Klein. So
I love it.
Calvin and Klein, I love them so much.
That's Calvin so cute.
Klein ate a tail of one of his toys and was constipated for 2 days, and my partner and I literally could not sleep because we were so afraid that something was really wrong with him. He just needed to poop it out, and of course he only did that once we got to the vet clinic.
Yeah, always.
Agreed to pay so many hundreds of dollars. Get pet insurance, it helps.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
I mean, he's just living up to his name. He had to be a little dramatic.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, he is. He takes after both of his fathers. So, yeah.
Dad, take me to the vet and I'll do what you want.
Literally, it was wild. We got into the lift to go to the vet, and he was like, he hadn't gone to the bathroom in 2 days. This boy was constipated.
Yeah.
And the driver was like, okay, do you have a towel or something just in case like he goes? I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm sorry. And then he jumped out of the lift, ran to like the sidewalk of the vet clinic, and pooped and peed outside after we had like tried to figure out. And like also we were trying to get him to like, he wasn't moving so he wasn't moving at first. He was in his crate. Also, this is not related to books, I know, but you know,
it's okay.
It's fine. He was in his crate and he wasn't moving. We're like, okay, we have to find a car because we also, both of us don't drive. Another reason why I probably won't have kids. And that's another reason why I live downtown and in urban trash. So, you know, anyway. So he was in his crate and he wasn't moving. And we're like, okay, we need to find a lift that can literally take a crate. And we found one. And then we were like, all right, Klein, we gotta go. He runs out of his crate after we spent 2 hours looking for one that could have the crate. And he's like, okay, finally, my dad's got their shit together. Let's go. And then we get in the car. He hasn't pooped or peed. And then I'm like so stressed, so worried, don't know what's wrong with him. We go outside to the vet. Literally at the door of the vet, he poops and pees. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
And it wasn't a little shit, although he's a little shit. It was a lot. And there was the tail of his toy in it. And I was like, this. And it was, so we like to call Klein Stitch from Lilo and Stitch because he kind of looks like Stitch. And of course, it was the tail of Stitch. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Ba-dum-bum.
He was so dramatic.
Yeah. So, that's
funny.
Do you two have any more questions about the books? I feel like we're just kikiing, which I love.
We do. We're like old friends just getting together after not seeing each other for 6 years.
I love it.
It's fine.
I love it. Like nothing changed, you know?
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Who is your favorite character and why?
That's really hard. It's like choosing your child.
I know.
I actually...
Okay, we can rephrase that. Who do you relate to the most?
Oh, that's different.
I like that.
I'll do both, okay?
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I'm going to say my favorite character, and because I did sit with this for a while after finishing the series, like, okay, who was my favorite? And I don't think it's that obvious because they're not like... They're a pretty prominent character, but they're not one of the main characters. Felicity Kent.
Oh, yes! I love her!
She is my favorite. She's like inspired by my best friend who lives right next door to me. She is she's from Argentina. We met in college, and she's just this strong woman that has her shit together almost too much, and she like seeks out chaos because she has her life so much together, and she just inspires me by like her. Like, she's a Leo, so she is a fire sign. She would be in Faulkner House. She's not an Aries, though. Like, but, I don't know, my friend Maria, she also goes to, like, most of my book events with me. So I love to be like, and if you like Felicity, well, where's Maria? And, but I love Felicity because she's strong. She, is not like everyone else. She's not just, like, a legacy practitioner, like, just, like, she just got everything handed to her. She is the strongest Aries practitioner, but not because it was handed to her. She like defied
I did love that aspect.
And she was in the shadow, like in the first book, up until the very end, she was in the shadow of Phoenix Ambers. And
I just found our conversation.
Yeah.
About Felicity from book 1.
Oh, I love Felicity so much. She is like, if I ever make my books into movies, that character, like I need to be like in the room with the auditions because that character is so important to me. I love Felicity. I love everything she stands for. And then the one that I relate the most to, I've never asked myself that. You know, I think, this is a good question. Actually, first, while I think, tell me your two favorite characters, or each of your favorite characters from the books while I think. Well,
I'll start with mine. Go for it.
I loved Felicity, so when you said that, I was very excited. Just because, like you said, she didn't earn her... she earned her position. It wasn't just given to her.
Yes.
And so I love seeing her step into that role where she could be a role model for these students coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it.
Yes.
Like,
I love that.
I was like, that is perfect.
I love her speech.
Really
her
deserves
speech
that
when
spot.
she become okay. This is kind of a spoiler, but not really. When she so spoiler alert. When she becomes Sovereign of the Stars, right after Coulter becomes the Scorpio legacy family, and he did not ask for it. She's like, let me just level set here. It's not that big of a deal to be a legacy family. Like, you still have to work just as hard. And she's doing that while also giving flowers to Satine, who is a legacy practitioner, but is a good person. So it was just like, she's intelligent, she's mature, she's smart, she's well-spoken. And the last line, or one of the last lines in Cardinal Fire, when you know what happens. And she's like, what the fuck have you done, Coulter? Like, I love that, because she's also not in it for anything like that. She's not here to...
Right.
Like, no. She has no interest in immortality. So, yeah, I love her. I
was nervous when she disappeared, and nobody had heard from her. I was like, oh my God, she's pissed. She's not coming back. I was so scared.
Yeah, and I mean, she's too powerful to really be off the radar, given everything that the astrological order is going through. So, of course, she was doing something for the greater good, and that's why. And then she comes back, and she's like, all right, we're back. You made a mistake, but I'm here. Like, I love that. I love that energy. I love that you love Felicity. That makes me happy.
I did, a lot.
Yay! Okay, so what about you?
I'll read mine, but I'm going to read it from what I told you when I read Scorpio Rising.
Okay.
And I will say these pretty much held true through the first three.
Oh. Okay.
I will say Professor Lenora might have dropped just a little bit.
Okay.
From 2 and 3, but she was what I had marked as a badass, and then I had Satine and Felicity that I love, but I said Felicity more, respected her so much, still checking in with Coulter. She was not afraid to stand up to Amber's. And so I just loved her energy. That is my girl. I'm standing with her. And I think I laughed and said Gertrude because she was just a fun character.
Gertrude, she's like, she's just this ghost that, okay.
She's funny to cosplay. I told you to cosplay her because it'd be funny.
Okay, I could cosplay as her lover, Anton.
Ooh!
Yeah!
And also, could that be a fun, tragic, one-off? Their love.
Yeah. Oh my God! Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Please, Anthony, do it.
Oh, that would be great. But the thing I love about writing novels is the side plots. Part 2 of Scorpio Rising opens up with her reading the letter she wrote to Anton after she became a ghost, and it's just completely it doesn't help because it is tragic and it helps Coulter develop his powers. Yes, but it's just random, and it creates little seedlings for potential one-offs, and there's so many. I think I was writing them down as I was finishing the series. I'm I think I counted at least 20 that I could do.
Oh, easy.
But I want to also do other things. So we'll see when that happens. I will say there's a one-off of so Melody Faulkner, the original Leo. So all about the attraction magic. She's the star. She's the diva.
Oh, you mean a Leo? Yeah. My husband's a Leo.
Oh, yeah. Big divas. So the biggest Leo.
Is that what's wrong with my daughter?
Really? Is your daughter a Leo? Oh, my God. I love it. Maria's a Leo. My partner's a Leo.
And she's a diva.
Oh, yeah. No, it's in her sign. It's written in the stars.
They like to be the top, the lion. Yes, that is a Leo. Believe me. Yes. I have to tell Zachary that the world does not revolve around him.
Yes.
We are a Scorpio and Leo duo. It's a fun one.
I already know when my daughter gets older, she's only 2. Her and I are going to butt heads. Her being a Leo and me being a Taurus.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be me and my mom, because my mom is a Leo also.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
That's why her and my daughter get along.
Wow. But, so Melanie is the first Leo practitioner. And she starts off like a little dynasty of divas. The Diva Dynasty, I think I might just call it. Where the 4 melodies, so her daughter's named Melody, and then Melody after that, and Melody after that, and Melody after that. So 5 melodies. They're all divas. And the last one, I haven't really gotten into it too much, the storyline that I might do. But she, I think the last melody is going to be lesbian. and ruin the line to her parents.
Oh, that'll piss her mom off.
So there is a little moment in the third book in Fixed Sinistry, which was in that reel I created, that kind of touches on their story, because that might be a fun, like, and I'll call it the final melody, maybe, or something like that.
Oh.
And she's just this like, no, I'm a lipstick lesbian. I don't want anything to do with men. And she has this like chaotic like relationship with a composer at the school that is part of the Balcombe family, of course, because Leo. Oh my God, Leo and Scorpio. Taylor, wild. So inspired by Taylor. It'll be dedicated to you.
My marriage.
There you go.
Oh goodness.
I love it.
Yeah, I so many one-ups and things that I could do, but yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and this year, like, it's been a year since I really became like, okay, I'm gonna really go hard on my being an author. I've been writing since I was a little kid. Like, I remember in like kindergarten at like reading circles where you write little stories. I was always like, okay, I got one. So that's
I love that.
Oh, I never thought of like who I relate to most, and I never said who I relate to most. I think it's Henry Selig. He's a Taurus. He's a Taurus.
Yes, he is.
That is one of the love triangle. And
okay. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So Sinistry. Oh, look at the book's right there. So Henry is part of the love triangle with Oliver Ball, Simon.
And Simon. Yes, it starts in Cardinal Fire.
Okay.
And yeah.
Imagine when you were like, I don't know, was it you that you were like, I don't know
yes.
about Simon, if he goes like,
yes,
well,
yes. I'm like, he's gonna go with.
That wasn't even my.
He's gonna go with Malachi.
I'm like, someone could think that. I love that.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you.
But then,
happens, but
after Oliver left with his mom, and then all of a sudden Henry's here, I'm like, okay, so it's gonna be Simon and Henry. I love that. I like Henry. And then Oliver's back, and I'm like, I love him.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden Oliver's back, and I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just throwing a wrench into the plans.
So what did you think of Oliver in the first book? Like when Anthony first brought him to...
Oh, yeah.
I didn't trust him, like, almost immediately.
Same.
Almost immediately.
He was So what I love to do, too, I wanted to do is... So Henry and Oliver have the same sign. They're both Tauruses. One you can't stand, hopefully, and one you're like, oh, I wanted to show that not just because someone is a sign doesn't mean you can't like them or that you have to like them.
Right.
Love that.
Yes.
There's versatility in everything. And
absolutely.
Well, you did a good job.
Yeah, seriously.
So Fixed Sinistry, they're both fixed signs.
Oh.
So you might be like, oh, so if the love triangle ends, who is it gonna be? Well, they're both fixed signs. You won't know until you read it. So like,
see, I don't know a lot about astrology, so when I'm like listing and they're talking about fixed signs and oh hell, like, see what I'm doing? Yeah,
the
I don't know enough.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm like, I know about my sign, and Taylor's like, well, what's your rising sign? Which I'm like, I don't know.
Your birth chart.
Well, this is why Taylor and I
made her download CoStar.
She did. And that's why Taylor's like, this is why we get along, because she's a Scorpio and her rising sign is Taurus. I'm a Taurus and I'm a Scorpio rising.
My mom's a Taurus too.
I love that. Yeah, I am a Scorpio moon. But
there you go.
This title is like, when I thought, I was like, I didn't think of the title for Scorpio rising until like the very end. And I was like, duh.
Wait a minute.
Like, perfect.
Hold on. Megan, you're a Scorpio rising.
Yeah.
And I'm a Scorpio sun. Tony is a Scorpio moon. Holy shit!
Big brain. Everyone should...
That's
amazing. I love that.
Like, this is why we're good friends.
Also, Professor Lenora is a triple Scorpio.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
She is Scorpio through and fucking through. She's like when she's in the Selig Commons and it's like all sunny and everything. She has her black umbrella, her black ensemble. Like, I cannot wait if this ever becomes a movie, which maybe one day it will. Who will play Professor Lenora? Because I'm gonna be obsessed with her. Like,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Professor Lenora. She was a fun character to put. And I will say, when I'm reading her lines, it's so weird because I cannot have a French accent. I did not even try. Like, I was like, Mademoiselle.
So do you have...
But then everything else was English accent.
Do you have a Taurus in your birth chart, Anthony? At all?
I don't think so. I have like, here, actually, let me pull up my my phone's right there. I was gonna pull up my co-star. But I think I have like 4 Capricorns actually, which is funny because in the series they are like the boring sign, rational magic. Like, who wants to have rational magic? Who wants to see something go chaotically wrong and be like, or like see people be chaotic and like, let's put some rationality into that. No one wants
That's my moon.
Yeah, it's like stable. It is strong. It is dependable.
Maybe it's my balance.
Yeah,
that's my moon.
Hey, it's really important.
I don't think
I
have any Capricorn.
The kids in the series, when they're studying Capricorn magic, they're like, this is boring. They're like going, and I kind of like that. Like, one of them can be like kind of like shat on, one of the denominations, you know. Yeah. Also, I don't know. Okay, I do almost too much planning. I will say it's almost like, I guess it helps, but it's also like a lot. So Scorpio Rising is the first 2 semesters so they have one house that I think it was Coster and then Coster and then Selig, and then the other 2, the second book, and then the 2 last books are kind of Coulter's final 2 years, but I will say the 4th and final book is not his 4th and final year.
We're veering off course a little bit.
Totally. And Taylor, I know that like I got too used to the order of it all. But the 4th book, when I tell you, like, you like actually, Megan, I wish that you like.
It's okay because I'm still gonna read it.
Okay,
I'm still gonna read it.
Taylor?
Well, I feel like you Captain America'd us, but.
Do you have any idea? Any guesses?
No, and if I do, I can't say them because I can't give it away.
You can tell me.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna read it.
I need you to have a mouth drop moment because I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
It literally I was like, it was wild. I was writing Pixinistry and I was like, I have an idea where this is gonna end. It's just gonna end like the other 2 books. And then
you really fucked us up there.
Oh.
Just wait. And then the election happened, and I was like, "Oh, we need to address this." And I was like, "All right,
drop the bomb."
I literally did. I was like, "All right, we're going in there." And then the last book, yes, is it political? Yes, but I don't care. That's kind of like what. Like, it's not like it's all about identity. Like, throughout the first 3 books, their sexualities aren't a big deal. The final book, they basically wake up in a different world. And okay, Megan, I'm horrible. I'm so bad. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm still reading it. You don't have to worry about me.
Okay.
I will still read it.
They wake up in a different world, and I will say, the first, like, I think 2-3 chapters, you don't even get to see them. It's entirely new things that add to the storyline, and when I tell you, like, when I wrote this, I was like, oh my god, it is a big mind. Like, I wish I could just talk about it all. But I don't want to, like, I wish I could, like, Taylor.
Okay, well, do book 4, and then
I'm going to send you both.
Then we're going to have to get you back on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll do another one.
Yes.
And we'll really,
should.
Yeah.
We'll do a dive deep one. And we can really talk about the whole series. I will say, and I know you keep, like, I will say, like, we are saying, like, there's a lot of politics and everything. There are different pieces of politics for everybody, and I think the pieces that you're hitting on
are pretty universal, I hope.
For me, like, like, I love you for who you are. You love whoever you want, and I will preach that message. And that part I think is completely fine.
Yes,
right.
I think it's important to not let that get lost in all of the chaos of politics nowadays. It's like people just want to be
right.
themselves, you know.
Exactly.
So I will say there is a little teaser, a little like I hope you notice this, Taylor, at the end of book 3.
Okay.
The last 2 words on the page. It says Maverick Bowman.
Okay.
Who the fuck is Maverick Bowman?
Yeah.
That's what I want you to think about. Oh god, I want to tell you everything.
Uh,
It was when I thought of it.
All right,
Megan does this too. She's like, oh, but you've already met this part, but I can't. She's like, yeah, let me just tell you, you've already met this person. Like, you've already talked to them. It's gonna come in later, and I just don't want.
Oh yeah. There's a lot.
Taylor's like, yeah, they were in your prologue, and I'm like, they were in the rest of the book too. With a nickname.
I will say, it's not really a spoiler, but it's a fun little fact. The start of book 4. You know how, like, in the start of book... Well, God, I need to remember how the books start.
I was like, let me look at it.
So, the start of book 4 is actually about Coulter's mom, which you don't hear that much about. It's basically you realize what she did and where she went. Because you know what happens to his dad by the end of book 3.
Yes, you did give us. We did get more information, which I really loved.
Yes, so you'll find out
book 3,
what she did, and you'll also find out about his entire family. Because in book 3, you find out. I think it's book 3 where you find out about his grandfather. And
I believe so.
That shit show and his aunt that is that wasn't a practitioner. Also, I love the politics. Like, I don't know a better word for it, so I'm just going to use politics. The politics of, like, you can only inherit the powers if you're born during the seasons. That, and, like, so... Yeah.
That is technically politics. It's the government version of your book.
Yeah.
And,
it's just... Oh, yeah, and...
Did you have all this
US
planned?
government... What?
Did you have all that planned?
The, like, his family?
Backstory? Yeah, his backstory from the very beginning.
No, I did not.
Okay.
There are parts of it. There are parts of it I'm like, this has to happen. But at the start of book 3, is that when you kind of find out about Penelope Hale?
I think I think you and I said Penelope who? Because
Penelope.
I called her a different
a
different name, and I was like, Penelope who?
Penelope. Yeah, so she, like, her storyline, once I developed her storyline, his entire family storyline kind of came through because they're cousins. Okay. And I also liked bringing in, so to be a member of the astrological order, you have to be born into it. You have to be born with powers. Otherwise, you're just a carrier, which is a really, really sad term, but that's just what they call them. And
that's what it is.
It is. And in the 3rd book, you get introduced to Wicca, like the Wicca side, which is magic that you can actually, like, train yourself into. And there's, like, dynamics there where, like, the Wiccan, because there's some characters like Penelope that are both Wicca and part of the astrological order, and the politics and navigating that was really fun to write. But then, the entire rest of the series, or his storyline, or Coulter's family storyline, was figured out with that. It kind of just fell into place. That's something that I've noticed. I like to think that I am a, like, plan and then write, and I still will plan, but then I will write, and the characters will be like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I feel that.
Like, at the end of Scorpio Rising, you know what I love doing, and I know that people freaking hate it. Every time they finish Scorpio Rising and they're talking to me, they're like, oh, it was so good, and then what? Because the thing that happens at the end of Scorpio Rising, it's just like a gut punch. You're like, I thought that was okay. I thought we solved that.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
You do that, though, so they pick up the next book.
Exactly. It is all about getting you engaged. Like, the first book sells the rest of the series, hopefully. That's my goal.
Absolutely.
And, but the 4th book, you know what it gave me? It gave me Mockingjay. Like, Mockingjay energy. Where it's like, we're completely switching it up now. And the world just falls apart. Yeah. So that was, and I loved Mockingjay. love Mockingjay.
Yeah.
Love Suzanne Collins.
Taylor doesn't know.
I haven't read it yet. Those are up next too.
You haven't read The Hunger Games? That's okay.
No.
I haven't read the other one-offs. I haven't read the one-offs yet. I need to do that. But
I haven't either.
That's
I've been
like
writing
why,
so much.
Yeah, you guys are writing, and I mean, I'm reading other books.
Yes, I appreciate that. Literally, Taylor, you were like I said, I think one of the first people I ever sent an art copy to, and the way you embraced
That's
me,
exciting.
and also just embraced the story, made it like, okay, this is something that I need to keep doing, and now the series is done. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
no.
awesome.
Thank you for trusting me, and I feel like it was meant to be. Like I said, I'm a Scorpio, and so it very much.
And your last
name
name's Clement.
And my last name is Clements, and I was
And
like,
that's literally the Legal Legacy family. Like, come on. Like, also,
Right.
And you did bring them back in some way or shape or form in book 3.
I do.
So
Yeah.
like,
So,
more Clemenses.
yeah, a lot of people come back in. I love doing that too. Like Amelia shows up, and you're like, oh, Amelia's back, and so I love bringing people back. Like you thought that we were done with them, and like there's a lot with Marcus. Like at first, I want you to like think he's kind of like a tool, like a very attractive tool. But then by the end of Fixed Sinistry, you're like, oh, he's actually a decent person. So that's kind of like I love that character arc. And then Margot Clements, she like was kind of not like she was mentioned once, I think, in Scorpio Rising, and then never heard from again until shit hit the fan at the end of book 3.
Yeah, so just so y'all know, like I'm related to them.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I think
Taylor's waiting for her letter from Doublets.
This ever becomes a movie.
Did you say I'm waiting for my letter to Doublets?
Excuse me, what do you have, ma'am?
Oh yeah,
letter.
Anthony! I need one!
So my first one, he sent me, like I got Scorpio Rising, I got my letter. So it's so funny you said
need to bring that back. I forgot I did that.
I love that.
The boxes.
I should put them in the boxes. Fuck. You're right. I'm gonna do that.
So I got my acceptance letter.
Hell yeah.
Good job, Taylor.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
Honestly,
you said
you know what's
that.
really cool? If I could get everyone a journal, like an empty journal.
Oh yes. Oh,
And I
be
also
so
love- okay.
You
sweet,
should,
but yes.
you should somehow get like a stamp or something that you can put in the first page that's like a blank birth chart.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you could like link like a QR code or just directions on how to like download this app and fill in their own birth chart.
Yeah. I mean, I have Doublets Academy, which is kind of a fun little thing that I created on my website.
Yeah, do that.
Has, like, exclusive content. Yeah, I could like link it to that.
Yeah, because you're gonna need to sell your books on there too.
Yeah, I know. I need to get to doing that.
Thank you, Anthony, so much for coming on. This was so great to be able to talk to you about the Age of Cain and Fixed Sinistry that's coming out today, or is out today.
Yes.
And we are so excited to promote you and all of your books because they are just absolutely amazing.
Yes. If you haven't started it, start with Scorpio Rising, and then go to Cardinal Fire, and then Fixed Sinistry's out today. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.